proved himself capable, though he'd only been hired as a barback 2 weeks prior. He had a grace and speed about him. He had a knack for quick-cut conversations and for cueing the music that needed to be played. Jessica trusted him. When Jessica arrived a half hour after Darren opened, she was surprised to find none of the mixers restocked and dirty glasses still stacked unwashed. The Home Shopping Network blared from the TVs instead of a ball game or a retro movie.
Jessica, said Darren.
Not his usual grin and bow.
This.
Her eyes adjusted to the dark. She was wearing her eyeglasses because she'd had a rough night last night. The eyeglasses were non-prescription. They just masked her puppy eyes. She was obsessed with smooth skin and kept a pump bottle of lotion behind the bar. Darren had his hands on the sides of a typewriter as if he was about to slow dance with it. Lovingly, respectfully. Quaint, said Jessica. Now let's get shipshape.
Remember the guy in the sweater with the patches?
The Norwegian guy?
Yeah.
What about him? Honestly, we have 20 minutes to open.
This is his, Darren said.
So stick it in the stock closet. Let's get going.
He got hit by a bus last night. Died. Sally told me this morning. Apparently, he had a grant, some student exchange thing.
Darren looked down at the typewriter.
They were hooking up. She was expecting him last night.
Well, look. Jessica ran through the checklist in her head. Horror caps, ice, mixers, tunes, trash, money for the bouncers, money for the till, keg lines, etc., etc. Nowhere was there a typewriter on her list. Just maybe we can give it to Sally tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Darren hefted the typewriter up like an infant, hands on its hips.
Hey, he said. There's a page in here.
What?
Something he wrote, still on the typewriter.
Still, she had to check volumes, write tonight's order, call next door's landlord and tell him to submit a formal complaint about the cigarettes instead of harassing patrons.
Jessica!
Darren's voice had an edge she'd never heard.
These are his last words.
So? Listen, I don't mean to be a bitch or anything, but we need to get moving. Put it in the stock closet and we'll deal with it later. Darren nodded. He drew the page from the typewriter's drum and then took the time to read it. He folded it up and slid it in his back pocket. Jessica waited to hear the words. Darren didn't speak. Jessica said, "So?"
You're right. Let's get shipshape.
Again, Tuttle's Owl Tree, everyone, performed by Gillian.